Hi guys, Brian here with Prodigy Hockey. The last few days we've been doing a number of video conferences with players that we work with, youth at every level basically. And one of the topics we talked about today with the player was stick handling and movement solutions. Some with less pressure, some with more pressure, and we thought it might be useful for people that have interest in, us taking you through a little bit of what we talked about with that player specifically. So we're looking at Miller here, and the first thing, on before touch and on touch, settling the puck, but also while settling it, starting to take in information around where that pressure point is, where that opponent's stick is, where his toes are pointed, things of that nature. And then what we like from our guys, when it comes to stick handling we want them to threaten space, threaten a shot, pass as soon as possible to start to try to control some of the actions that the D are going to be utilizing to stop, the puck carrier, in this case Miller, from getting a shot or making a play. So the quicker you can threaten that space, that pass or shot, the more we're then going to be able to maybe anticipate where the stick's going to be, what the D is going to try to do, which again is then going to give you an advantage because you're a step ahead of them, in theory. So Miller does a great job of, you can tell out of the corner of his eye, he's checking out where the D is, and then he threatens shot immediately, right? So he's got the puck in a very threatening position, and the net's not too far out. As you can see, he's at the top of the circle. And that puts him in an advantage because this is certainly, as you get over the circle, shot a net from here, if there's net from presence and other things going on, might be, really good opportunity for a scoring chance. So, and the D certainly does not want to let that shot get off. So by having the puck on your left side, right, you can bet that this D, in most cases, is going to try to poke check that, right? So Miller, by reading out of his peripheral vision, but also being able to see the net, is going to be able to pick up that information. If the D does come to poke check, he's going to be prepared for it. And this is, some of the things I think we don't maybe talk about enough with stick handling development and movement solutions in some of these situations is the best players, they pick up little pieces of information that are available on the D really, really well and very quickly. So I think in this case, one of those pieces of information was, and we'll kind of try to highlight it right here, this glove. As the stick is released from that glove, that's the poke checking motion, right? So watch how Miller immediately, once he starts to see that hand leave, or that stick leave his hand, that cues the next move. Great stick handlers have amazing patience and recognition of what's coming next based on some of these little movement cues, as you saw here. So, circling back, on touch or pre-touch, scanning to see what's ahead of you, as Miller does here as he settles that puck to flatten it. And then as quickly as we can, threatening space, threatening shot, pass, should put us in a place where we're starting to control that defender. And then finally, once we have them on the run, for lack of a better term, or we're getting them to start to, we're sensing some opportunities, reading where that next play is. And in this case, Miller does a good job of reading that poke check. The moment that stick starts to leave that guy's hand, he's prepared for his next move and to take this space and to get it to the net here, and Pete ends up cleaning up the garbage. But we just thought this was a nice example and good angle to see how someone like Miller, who's got amazing hands and might be one of the most underrated stick handlers in the league, how he reads the body of the opponent and uses his movements very well to get this scoring chance.